Picture the end of your life, not the final moments, but the last chapter, the golden years. You have been told a story since the day you were born. It is the fundamental promise of the modern social contract. It goes like this. You give the system 40 years of your labor. You wake up early, you pay your taxes, you contribute to society, and in exchange, the system takes care of you for the last 20. You get to rest, you get to pursue hobbies, you get to sit on a porch, watch the sunset, and know that the checks will clear, the medical bills are covered, and you are safe. This is the American dream. This is the European model. This is the promise of the civilized world. And it is a lie. It is not just a political lie. It is not just a mismanagement of funds. It is a mathematical lie. The numbers required to sustain the concept of retirement do not exist. The money you think is waiting for you in a vault in Washington or London or Paris isn't there. It was spent decades ago. We are staring down the barrel of the greatest default in human history. It won't be announced on the news as a bankruptcy. They won't come out and tell you, sorry, the pension fund is empty. No, that would cause a revolution. Instead, they will dismantle your future slowly, silently, and brutally through the mechanism of inflation and currency debasement. You will get your check. The number on the paper will be exactly what they promised. But it won't buy food. It won't buy heat. It won't buy dignity. To understand how we fell into this trap, we have to go back to the beginning. We have to rewind to the moment the pension was invented, because it wasn't designed to save you. It was designed to trick you. The year was 1889. The place was Germany. The architect was Otto von Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor. Bismarck was facing a problem. The socialists were gaining power. The workers were restless. He needed a way to bribe the population into loyalty to the state. He needed a program that made the government the father figure of the nation. So, he created the world's first old-age social insurance program. He promised that the state would pay a pension to anyone who reached the age of 70. It sounded generous. It sounded progressive. But there was a catch, a mathematical catch that Bismarck knew perfectly well. In 1889, the average life expectancy in Germany was roughly 40 years old. The system was designed so that almost no one would ever collect it. You would pay in your whole life, fueling the state's treasury, and then you would die before the state had to pay you back. It was a tax disguised as a benefit. It was brilliant. It was a casino where the house never lost because the players died at the table. But then, something happened that the architects didn't plan for. Humanity started winning the war against death, antibiotics, sanitation, modern medicine. Suddenly, people weren't dying at 40. They were living to 60, then 70, then 80. The math of the system began to invert. When the United States introduced Social Security in 1935, the retirement age was 65. Life expectancy was 61. Again, the math worked. There were 42 workers paying taxes for every one retiree collecting benefits. It was a pyramid, but it was a stable one. A massive base of young workers supporting a tiny tip of elderly citizens. Fast forward to today. That ratio of 42 to 1 has collapsed. Today, it is roughly 2.8 workers for every one retiree. By 2030, it will be closer to 2 to 1. This is the demographic cliff. It is the pattern that destroys empires. You cannot run a civilization where half the population is retired and the other half is working to pay for them. The math simply does not resolve. The burden on the young becomes so heavy that they cannot afford to have children, which further reduces the number of future workers, which accelerates the collapse. It is a death spiral. But the government knows this. They have known it for decades. So why didn't they fix it? Because the pension system is the ultimate Ponzi scheme. In a normal investment, your money is taken, invested, and grown. It sits there, waiting for you. But in a pension system, whether it's Social Security or a defined benefit plan, your money is not invested. It is a transfer payment. The money you pay in taxes today is not being saved for your future. It is being mailed out immediately to pay for the people who are retired right now. Your money is gone the second it leaves your paycheck. You do not have a trust fund. You have an IOU from a politician who will be dead by the time you need to cash it. And this brings us to the second layer of the lie, the private pension or the 401k. They saw the crisis coming. In the 1980s, corporations and governments realized the defined benefit model, where they guarantee you a monthly check for life, was going to bankrupt them. So, they shifted the risk. They created the defined contribution model. They told you, take control of your own retirement, invest in the stock market, be a capitalist. It sounded empowering, but it was a trap. They pushed the entire middle class into the stock market. They turned your retirement into a gambling chip. This created a structural need for the stock market to go up forever. Think about it. If the stock market crashes and stays down for 10 years, an entire generation loses their ability to retire. This means the Federal Reserve and the government cannot let the market fail. They are held hostage by the 401k. This is why we see quantitative easing. This is why they print trillions of dollars every time the S&P 500 dips. They are not protecting the economy. They are protecting the illusion of solvency. They are pumping air into a balloon that is leaking, desperately trying to keep it afloat until the baby boomers cash out. But this artificial pumping creates a new problem: asset inflation. By printing money to keep the stock market up for the retirees, they destroy the purchasing power of the young. They make houses unaffordable. They make food expensive. They sacrifice the youth to sustain the elderly. This is the intergenerational war that nobody talks about. And now we are arriving at the breaking point. The trust funds for Social Security and Medicare are projected to run dry within the next decade. So, what happens when the account hits zero? There are only 3 options, and the terrifying part is that the system has already decided which one they will choose. Option 1, default. The government simply says, we can't pay. They stop sending checks. This is political suicide. Any government that does this will be overthrown immediately. It leads to riots, revolution, and chaos. They will not choose this. Option 2, austerity. They raise taxes massively and cut benefits massively. They tell the 80-year-old grandmother she has to go back to work. They tax the young worker 60% of his income. This destroys the economy and leads to a depression. They will not choose this. Option 3, the inflationary default. This is the hidden door. This is the trap. They will print the money. They will honor the nominal value of the promise. If they owe you $3,000 a month, they will send you $3,000 a month. They will never miss a payment. But because they have to print trillions of new dollars to make those payments, the value of that money will collapse. Your $3,000 check will arrive on time. But a loaf of bread will cost $20. Gas will be $15 a gallon. Rent will be $4,000. You will have millions in your retirement account, and you will be in poverty. This is the history of the Weimar Republic. This is the history of Venezuela. This is the history of Rome. When the obligations of the state become too heavy to pay with tax revenue, they pay them with debased currency. It is a soft theft. It steals the value of your labor from the past and transfers it to the debt of the present. We are already seeing the early stages. Look at the price of care. Assisted living facilities cost $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 a month. Who can afford that? The pension doesn't cover it. The savings don't cover it. So what is the result? The return of the multi-generational household. For 5,000 years of human history, retirement didn't exist. You worked until you couldn't, and then your family took care of you. You lived in the same house. The concept of the elderly living alone in independent luxury, paid for by the state, is a historical anomaly. It is a blip. A 50-year experiment that failed. We are reverting to the mean. The tragedy is that millions of people are walking toward this cliff with their eyes closed. They are looking at their 401k balance and thinking they are rich. They are looking at the government promises and thinking they are safe. They do not understand that the system is insolvent. The pension funds are the largest holders of government debt. It is a snake, eating its own tail. The pension fund buys the government bonds. The government spends the money. The government prints money to pay the bond back. The inflation destroys the value of the pension fund. It is a closed loop of destruction. And the architects, the politicians, the central bankers, the corporate elite, they know this. Watch what they do, not what they say. They are moving into hard assets. They are buying land. They are buying commodities. They are not relying on a monthly check from the government. So, what does this mean for you? It means the cavalry is not coming. There is no safety net. The mathematical certainty is that the purchasing power of your retirement savings is going to be incinerated. If you are 30 or 40 or even 50, you need to accept a harsh truth. You will likely never retire in the way your parents did. The era of the golden years is over. You have to shift your mindset from saving to building. Saving currency is a losing game. You need to build streams of income that adjust with inflation. You need to own businesses, skills, or assets that produce value, not just paper that promises value. You need to become sovereign, because the system is correcting itself. The math is finally taking over. The pension lie allowed us to live in a fantasy world for 3 generations, but the bill has come due. The default is coming. It won't be a check that bounces. It will be a dollar that dies. And when the dust settles, the only people who will have a retirement are the ones who realize that no one was going to give it to them.